Breakups can be devastating. The heartbreak, loneliness, regret, and loss can be tough to bounce back from. But our next guest is teaching women about the art of losing control, how to step into and activate their divine feminine energy. Author Deborah Menke is here to help us all fall madly in love with our lives. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, good morning, Aubrey.
So we talk about breakups. I mean, that's a tough time for both men and women. But, women, we've got a lot of feelings, we've got a lot of emotions. And you have some advice for women who maybe suffer from loneliness or isolation and maybe feel stuck when it's time to start over.
It's very difficult to start over. We fall deeply, madly in love with another human, and we end up at the end of you're in a breakup and you find yourself, on the bathroom floor in an ugly cry.
Oh,
And it's not a good place to be. And so it's really important to reconnect with yourself, mind, body, spirit, and really learn to love yourself again when that happens.
and I will say this on behalf of all my other ladies. We give a lot. We tend to, go in with our eyes closed. I mean, maybe not everybody, but I know a lot of women in my circle do. So what are some of the key steps? Let's turn this into a positive that women can take after a breakup to kind of get out of that rut.
I was in that rut not too long ago, and that's really the reason that I wrote this book is how do we go through those 8 areas of wellness and learn to love ourselves again. And the first thing that I did that helps me every morning, I start my morning routine with meditation. I get up, I grab my coffee, I go to my sacred space, and I connect with my inner being, with source energy and unlimited possibility. And what that does is it gets you out of your head and you drop back down into your body, because we want to analyze everything. What did we say? What did we do? Did we do anything wrong? And really,
Hmm.
it gets us out of that analysis and back into our feelings, which is really important.
You're so right. We get in our heads and we overthink it. It's almost like, making ourselves relive it over and over. So that's probably a no-no. That's something we should not do after a breakup.
No, definitely. But that's human nature. We, especially as women, we want to fix everything. So let's work on fixing this, right? Let's look at falling in love with this human that we are and get back into our body. You can do that by connecting with your 5 senses and get that helps you to get out of your head. Or, morning meditation. The other thing I do is movement. That's really important, is move your body, whatever that looks like for you. If it's stretching in the morning or yoga, for me, it's going for a run. Go take a belly dancing class to kind of harness your inner goddess,
Oh,
whatever you
yeah.
want to do. But move your body, and when you're able to do that, it also helps you, of course, with vibrancy and health, but it helps you to also get out of your head.
And you mentioned your book earlier, so I'm assuming some of these tips, some of your insight is in this book. And anything else we should know about your book and how it can help women get over a tough time like a breakup?
Do you know, I take women through the 8 areas of wellness, and we look at each one of those areas, spiritual, emotional, financial, all of those areas, your career, and how can we really hone in on those areas and develop, find yourself again, really, and learn to love your life without having to look outside to another human. And then when that new man comes into your life,
Right?
you're going to be ready for him. Yeah.
That is great advice, Deborah. Thanks so much for coming on the show and talking about this, because women, sometimes we need some help. For more advice on learning to love your life, you can check out deborahkmenke.com.